Fundamental rights is not just another chapter, it is a UPSC goldmine. But here's the truth, the exam does not ask random articles, it targets with surgical precision. Let's decode exactly where the questions come from. Between 2011 and 2022, fundamental rights appeared in almost every prelims paper. But the pattern is clear. The questions are clustered in 6 hotspots. UPSC's favorite, Article 14 Equality. 2018 and 2021, they asked about arbitrariness and vague powers because equality is the backbone of constitutionalism. Your preparation tip, learn the difference between reasonable classification and arbitrariness. Next is Article 21, right to life and liberty. This right keeps expanding. UPSC has asked about privacy, marriage, dignity, environment. The tip here is to track the Supreme Court cases. Questions test the scope, not just the text. Article 19 to 22, Freedoms and Safeguards. UPSC rarely asks about freedom directly. It focuses on exceptions, preventive detention, emergency suspension. Your tip here is to expect assertion reason type questions. Next is Article 32, Remedies and Writs, called as the heart and soul of the Constitution. In 2022, they asked about mandamus and quo warranto. Your tip is to be clear on the scope of each writ. The Articles 29 and 30 about minority rights. Not very frequent, but quite tricky when they appear. In 2011, it was about minority institutions. Your tip is to revise once, easy marks if it comes. Amendments affecting fundamental rights. 9th Schedule, right to privacy, right to property, RTE under Article 21A. The pro tip is to flag all amendments that change fundamental rights. So the hotspots are clear. 1. Equality. 2. Liberty. 3. Freedoms. 4. Remedies. 5. Minority rights. And 6. Amendments. These 6 zones gave 80% of the questions in the last decade in UPSC Civil Services Prelims. Focus here, and half the battle is already won. Now comes the section 2 of the video. Insights from the practice test questions that we gave you on the Yooki platform. The PYQs show where UPSC has been. But to know where it might go, we need the practice sets. And that's exactly the reason we gave you a power package. 1 of the practice test and 2 of the PYQ test from each of the core topics of your polity. So now let's look at the insights from the practice test. Practice questions mirror UPSC logic and also predict future trends. The first is the history anchors. The Nehru Report, the Constituent Assembly debates, rare in UPSC but could come back. The emergency and suspension section, automatic versus presidential suspension, already tested in 2017. The section on equality and arbitrariness, practice test questions overlaps with UPSC 2018 and 2021. Article 21 expansions, travel abroad, shelter, clean environment, all linked with judgments. Right to property, the important segment, Article 300A after the 44th Amendment. This is a favorite trap by UPSC. The linkages of FRs with DPSP, UDHR and with each other. The assertion reason traps, practice prepares you for negative wording. Writ jurisdiction, Article 32 and 226 distinctions. Minority rights, admission, state aid, cultural rights. Amendments and landmark cases. The privacy, right to education, right to property. So all of these practice lists were not just a revision. It prepared you for the blind spots, emergencies, assertion reason traps, linkages, and amendments. This is your predictive edge. So here's the formula. The PYQs anchor your preparation in proven hotspots. The practice test expand your foresight into future UPSC surprises. Together, they give you a complete strategy, reliable, predictive, and exam ready with Yooki.